Wait, did China really force some US diplomats to undergo anal swab testing for COVID-19? The constant headbutting between the two countries is probing new lows in this latest dispute. So let's try to get to the bottom of the matter. So, starting from the top, US media reports said the dastardly Chinese had recently subjected American diplomatic staff to undignified rectal probing with cotton swabs in the name of pandemic control. The US State Department was apparently very sore about this outrage of modesty and lodged a protest directly with the Chinese Foreign Ministry. The State Department had never agreed to this kind of testing, it was quoted as saying. Employees have now been instructed to tell people to back off if asked to undergo such humiliation and degradation. Words like Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations were bandied about to amplify the indignation of the purportedly offended party. What's more, according to these reports, the Americans had received assurances from the Chinese that diplomats were exempt from this kind of testing, and whatever happened had happened in error. China's side of the story was a blanket denial, with the Foreign Ministry saying it had never required US diplomats to bend over for below-the-belt testing. The thing is, rectal swabbing for the coronavirus has been underway since the beginning of the year in some Chinese cities that have ramped up screening for hidden infections among high-risk people, including arrivals from overseas. It's more reliable than nasal swabbing because traces of the virus remain longer in fecal matter than in the respiratory tract. At the same time, China has decided that mass testing of this type would be too inconvenient, and a national rollout is not necessary. For the morbidly curious at heart, if you must know, the process involves a cotton swab 3 to 5 centimeters long being inserted in one's rectum and gently rotated for 10 seconds of sample excavation. Those at the receiving end have described it as a quick and painless experience, but also very awkward. Keep in mind that when the US accuses China of anything, especially human rights violations, there is a glaring credibility deficit because of the sheer double standards and hypocrisy. Take, for example, the latest developments in the horrific case of Jamal Khashoggi, the Saudi dissident based in the US, who was brutally murdered and butchered by agents from his home country in 2018. Donald Trump was president back then, and he did nothing about it, even though his own intelligence agencies fingered Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman as the one behind the atrocity. In fact, Trump reportedly boasted that he had saved his backside. He used the less polite word that rhymes with gas, but children may be watching this. And now President Joe Biden's administration has confirmed bin Salman's culpability, but will not penalize him with sanctions. In the same breath, it will continue to sanction Hong Kong officials for alleged human rights violations in enforcing the city's national security law, even though they haven't killed anyone or chopped them into pieces like America's Saudi friends. This is what diplomacy looks like, was how the White House encapsulated it. That's cheeky. Different strokes for different folks? What a bummer.